The Rockets lost in overtime to the Nets last night, but the story of the night, James Harden. He scored 58 points, joined Wilt Chamberlain as the only players in NBA history with back-to-back games with at least 55 points. He's also scored at least 30 points in 18 straight games. Shannon, how impressive has Harden been?
He's very impressive. Skip, he's unbelievable. I mean, averaging 42 and 9 over his last 18 games. And you remember, Skip, they need all this because we remember where they were starting from. They were dead in the water. And now Chris Paul goes out with the hamstring a little bit before Christmas. Capello tears his thumb. Eric Gordon's been out. Now, Gordon came back last night, and he gave him some good quality points in some minutes. But, Skip, what he's doing, when we look at James Harden, we say he's not efficient. But, Skip, he's been extremely efficient. Skip, he's averaging 35 points and 8.5 assists on 23 shots. Let's put that in perspective. Michael Jordan in 1987, Skip, he averaged 37 points a game on 28 shots, 4.5 assists. The last guy to go on a streak like what we're seeing right now was Kobe Bryant, the 2005-2006 season which he had that 81-point game. He averaged 35 points on 27 shots with 4.5 assists. So James Harden is averaging 35.5, the same number as Kobe, getting 4 more assists on 4 fewer shots. Skip, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And when you look at, Skip, just for this stat, in the last 2 games, James Harden has gone for 57 and 58 with 0 assisted shots. Ain't nobody can get assists to James Harden. James Harden doing all that by himself, Skip, can't do it. Like, this is unbelievable. See, and when you talk about if he can keep this going, Skip, now I think he's way out ahead of the MVP race. LeBron's gonna have to do some heavy lifting, Skip. He gonna have to. If this was a 100-meter race, he got to be Usain Bolt. If this was a swim meet, he got to be Michael Phelps. But Skip, James Harden is out. He's way, way out. This is unbelievable. I mean, I was watching him last night. I'm like, whoa, James Harden's streak might be in trouble. And then the third quarter, dude go get 22. I said, it ain't in trouble. Skip, this is unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like not like this, Skip. Not like this. I mean, his three. He's only 12% of his threes has been assisted. 25 of 199 threes. So basically, it's him. Step back, pull up. It's unbelievable, Skip. This is we haven't seen anything like this. Not Skip. The point, guys gonna score points, but he's doling out 8.5 assists a game. That's fourth in the NBA. We don't normally see guys lead the. Tiny Archibald, I think, was the last guy to lead the league in points and assists, and that way, way back.
I agree with everything you just said, and I wasn't that impressed with James last night. And in the big picture, I'm never that impressed with James Harden.
Why?
Because, obviously, he is a statistical dream. There's never been anything quite like him. He is the fantasy Michael Jordan.
Do they have fantasy basketball, Skip?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Whoever got James Harden winning the league.
That's what I'm saying. He's Michael Jordan. And trust me, his GM, Daryl Morey, had to be happy with the loss last night only because they attempted an NBA record 70 three-point shots. 7-0. 7-0 three-point shots. And Daryl Morey loves statistical wows.
Right.
Because the stat community, the second-level stat community, will be impressed. You took 73s last night?
How do you even get up that many?
I don't know. And he got up 19 himself. So maybe maybe his left arm just got worn out down the stretch because here's
Between that and free throws.
I know. He does it, and he can make his free throws. Whew.
And that's at 36. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here's why I wasn't impressed. With 5:29 left in the basketball game, this is in Houston against the Nets, and the Nets are much improved, but they're still not a force.
No.
Okay? But with 5:29 left in the game, the Houston Rockets were up 14. If James Harden is that guy, you just got to get it home. And I know he's playing insanely high minutes, and I'm sure he's just running out of gas.
Yeah, he's on fumes.
Okay, he's on fumes. But somehow, if you're that guy, you just get that home. They were up 8 with 1:09 left. You just got to get that home against the Nets at home, right?
Yeah, they were up 6 with 30 seconds.
Okay, and then in overtime, they're up 7 with 1:28 left. on fumes, out of gas. I get it, but you keep having these chances to just slam the door on the nets.
And when he kicked the ball to the guy for the 3-point shot, Skip, and it went up by 7, I turned the TV. I turned back, and I'm like, hold on. How are the Nets up 1?
Well, at the end of regulation, Spencer Dinwiddie, who got paid about a month ago.
He might have should have held out and got more money.
I think you were right about that because he's a former second-round pick out of Colorado. He made 3 threes in the final 26 seconds of regulation. That's hard to do.
Yes.
He made 3. That's 9 points they scored. Boom, boom, boom.
He pulled a Reggie Miller against the Knicks, huh?
He did. and he turned the weapon that Daryl Morey loves so much on Daryl Morey's team.
Yes.
Because it's hard to score 9 in 26 seconds, but he did.
Yeah.
So that tied the game and sent it to overtime. But what I'm saying is, in the big picture, listen, I'm in awe of what James Harden is doing because his skill level is just supreme.
Yeah.
And Chris Broussard made the point the other day. He's not supremely athletic. It's not like he's a mad dunker where he's just like bullying people.
Yeah.
He doesn't have LeBron's LeBron, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have that power, that leaping ability, but his skill level and he's perfected the step back where it's unguardable.
No.
It's just unguardable.
Because the way he can step back, sometimes he'll step directly back, and sometimes he steps back to the side. So there's really no way, and if it even looks like you fouled him, they're going to call it.
Okay, but in the big picture, the reason I can't buy completely in, I've never bought into his mental toughness. Does he have that killer in him? Does he have that assassin? I think he's got dog in him as far as just game-to-game dog. But in the end, when you're at home against the Nets, you know and I know there are certain players in the history of this game who would just say, that's it. Yeah. It's over. You're not going to do it to us in our house tonight.
It's not very often, Skip, you have a night like James Harden have and you lose. It was the very night, you remember, I think it was 94, 95, it might have been 95, one of Jordan's first game back. He went for 64. And they lost to Shaq after Shaq, put up a monster night.
Okay. And sometimes that can happen. And by the way, they don't have Clint Capella.
Right.
So Jared Allen for the Nets had 24 rebounds last night.
And he blocked Harden's dunk, too.
He did. But if Clint is there, he's not getting 24 rebounds. He's just not.
No.
So, again, did the Nets have that advantage of size and height advantage? Yep, they did. And the Nets they're now 500, 23-23. So they are respectable, and they are getting a little better by the
They're gaining
game.
confidence. They're not a bad team.
They're not a bad team, and they could be a factor on the Eastern side.
But their coach did something. I don't know if Akins.
Yeah.
He benched D'Angelo.
D'Angelo had a bad game. He's 4 of 11. Yep.
And he went with the guy from Miami. I forget his name. What's the other point guard, Skip?
Shabazz Napier?
No. The other one, the white guy.
I don't know which one you mean.
Let me see that.
Joe Harris?
Yeah. He
started Joe
Harris. Joe Harris brought it home. Yes, okay. Joe Harris brought it home.
Okay,
he's like, hold on. Man, I'm looking at this. They going up and down the court. D'Angelo, you're not guard. That's what got Houston in trouble, Skip.
Yeah.
They wouldn't guard. Skip, all you have to do is guard 1 or 2 possessions. You're up, Skip, you're up 6 points with 30 seconds to go, and you can't get that home in regulation. If you guard 2, making threes are great. But what happens when the game get close and you're not used to guarding anybody? Guess what happens? They go get easy buckets. Easy buckets get you beat after you play a game like this. But I don't care what anybody say. 73 is too many, Skip. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care what the analytics say, unless you hit 50 of them.
I know.
I mean 73?
They hit 33% of them. You could start doing the math because every time you make one, it's 3 instead of 2.
Right.
That was Coach K at the college level. He said, wait a second. This is going way back.
Right.
He said, I'm going to shoot that shot a whole bunch of times because I'm going to beat you mathematically before this night is over, right?
Man, and James Harden is shooting. It's not like any of his things. His field goal percentage is about the same. His three-point percentage is about the same. Yeah,
he's 38% for the season.
So when you look at it,
86% free throws. That's really good.
But of his 35 points, Skip, he makes 10 free throws a night, and he makes 15 points from the 3-point line a night. So he's getting 25 of his 35 from the free throw line and the 3.
I'm in awe, but I need to see when it matters, because and I know he's had too many playoff flame-outs.
It's funny, Skip, that when we talk about offense and we talk about Jordan, we talk about Kobe, and now James Harden, we don't even mention Wilt. Because in order for us to have a serious discussion, we got to exclude him. Because
it we dismissed him because it almost felt unfair what he was doing, right?
So you mean to tell me he has as many 30-point games if you take Jordan, Kobe, Harden, KD, Steph, LeBron, Elgin Baylor, Rick Barry, they have the same number of 30-point games as Wilt Chamberlain, 131.
Impossible.
And next up for Houston, visit here, guys, to the Lakers.
Oh, he going. What you say? I bet
Feeling he might
50.
do it again.
I bet he get 50.
Put on a show.
Lonzo's going to put the clamps on him.
LA
Skip, you
crowd, keep it
He
going.
might. He'll guard him.
We'll see what he can do. That's
Lonzo
Saturday
can
night,
match up
though.
with.
Case of do he get 45?
45?
Yeah.
Let me think about it till tomorrow.
Okay.
How many
I'll give you
threes is he
that.
going to shoot?
You got some
30?
time to
Oh,
think
you know
about it.
he's gonna shoot a bunch of them, Skip.
Okay, that is on Saturday, but on Sunday, will Bill Belichick's defense slow down Patrick Mahomes? We'll discuss that with James Harrison next.